Big up, good morning, Salon. Good morning to me, Dash Branch. All the neighboring countries there, I say good morning. Today is Sunday. A blessed day, peaceful day. A peaceful day for the Salon continue for keep the peace. First and foremost, I want to give one applaud. I want to applaud all my Sierra Leoneans still. It no matter who say you dey, I want to tell Salomon, thank you. We all on try this bent and this past few days for keep the peace. I want to make una clap for ourselves, Lord, we all clap for ourselves. Though we all be proud of ourselves. Because whatever they do so, we all go think say no meaningful. But I care for depict what's in, I want to tell to una, and a meaningful, una know say a meaningful, this piece over they conduct, this piece over they practice, this piece over they continue, Some of we can sleep, we always can meditate about, a positive message. A positive message for share with una. And even when I can sit on so live, my body be shaky. I blance they can't live, I not to the worry, me heart no they skip, no anything, But today, for sit on live, it worry me small. But with me spirit, because I just done for pray, and I believe so what's here to do a righteous and positive. We're not going to hesitate. Now, when the iron one, we will continue for Naka. We need a referee, and Tasmo will be the referee. From where I come now, the media landscape, I don't, be neutral. And I will continue for be neutral. I will continue for talk about the pros and the cons, the negative and positive, but in a neutral manner. So we go take a step forward, So we go continue for match go before, So before we start this episode, really, Salon people, I make a little bit glad and be proud of ourselves. This past few days here, not tough few days for we all. Not a tough few days for we all. But so far, we all able to comport ourselves. We all able to try for peace sake. And that's important. For peace sake. For the generations then to come. For picking and forget a brighter future. We grand picking etc. So nothing say again when you maintain your peace, you do it for nothing, It gets a positive effect in the long run, For me, that's branch, some of my colleagues, some of my friends, last year we discussed this issue, say what election 10 can here. Some of me that advise me, say, Tasmo, we want to let you pull out. We want to let you travel, go to neighboring countries there. Or, travel go some side. Well, if I be travel go some side, then they identify me say I'm not too patriotic to Salon. Because now what the iron one, now they pack up and go. Then we all think cool, we come back. No, Tasmo no go there so. Tasmo no go they talk, then what's in serious, Tasmo back away, then what's in cool, una see Tasmo. That means the job what they do are not sincere with what they do. I want to clear all this so now before I really begin starts for hits, the buttons still. So for be patriotic, not for be violence, but for stick with the cause also. Pardon me, For also stick with the cause. For stick with the mission. For fulfill the mission. And so far, we don't reach to a conclusion. And once we all succeed just now, one person win, we all continue with normal life, Tasmo don't become victorious. Because Tasmo don't continue for preach day, and we continue for keep with peace day, and peace continue, all man continue for the normal things them once more again. Now that's the hope for. That's gonna make me succeed. That's gonna make Salon succeed as a whole. Me not too worried about them political parties there. Me concerned about Salon. So for una wedding at the diaspora, I make una know say we they done at the ground. We they done at the ground. And we hold tight at the ground, And we still they guide the youth then at the ground. We still there with the grassroots then at the ground. Now last that's me talk properly. Good morning to now we just join me. With Sierra Leoneans there. Also with neighboring countries there. What are they can preach this morning? Not for we all. Not for we all. So I go and make them all buck up. Today na Sunday. Another day for, the next day to come. But Lord, we continue with journey as Africans. I know I make Luna forget that. For let we continue we journey as Africans them. And so far right now, the Africans there as a whole, they push for become equals to the Europeans and the Westerners them. I want to make Leona know this. Major, African leaders them from east, west, south, north, don't they galvanize. About last week or so, we get a meeting, with France and president, etc., etc. Let me just say that be a world affairs. What the Africans, they really get for depict what they seek, what they want from the Europeans them. And let we cousins, they know say, we want to become equal. We don't tire for look like say we always there on the table for beg. Because we're not to beg us them. We can able play equally as una if they allow we for them at the playing field. As equal cousins. So African leaders and they push this concept, this idea for make sure say we match up to their own level. So while we get leaders and they push them concepts there, and now go find for the salon left behind. Then the term now for become equal still with the European still. Salon takes there, we're not able to pick up who pace because the literacy they high, the Fempalava business they high, I don't know, just the chaos, all things just they high. Nobody no get any decency for think twice and no say, now this I for do, this I not for do. We go continue for the beard. If we not left them big full of bits there, now Salon they put beard. Because the entire world let match up for go before. For be equals then to the Westerners then, the Europeans then. People and they make sacrifices then. For make sure said, they want the way down the bully or the corrupt we, stop for corrupt we. Once and for all. Especially also where it comes to the funding step. This development aspect. Because when you join NATO or whatsoever or democracy, you're supposed to get the benefit as well. Well, like in Promise Africa, 50 million, or certain country will go promise now 2.5 billion. But that 2.5 billion, they no go ever come in existence, for able put into use for alleviate the struggle, say, well, in a country they experience. Then go promise now 2 billion, maybe now just 1 million you go get. $2 billion, maybe now 1 million you go get. That's go first come about development? No. Now then things they are African leaders, they are the particle right now. They make Salon need for wake up. We don't need for the follow them big full egos them where they wake up with useless thoughts and they age them. We don't need for follow them. Because then the breeze go for blow them one day. But you where they try for achieve or do something positive for Salon, let you foot them so don't farm at the ground, at the concrete ground. Let breeze self not blow you. Because you know what you there for. And you patriotic to your country. And you want to see your country go before. You want to see your people and better. You don't tire for see your people and they backwards like Tasmosu. Where I can see some illiterate people. And the mon ami. Where I can see possible not get basic understanding. And the mon ami. Because somehow what you explain, you're going to interpret it differently. Or like what you are the feds for so every day, every morning. Some person, to care. Now for can't offend or create nuisance or trouble for Tasmo. So now they cause them this. Me, my own spirit is different from them. Once in a while I go back, but I'm not going to continue to follow them. Because they don't get any use. So now some people go to think as a whole. The one they will not get any use, don't not focus for them. Let me focus for the one way useful as Salon. Let me push Salon so we go able to compete with other countries them. And match up to the European and Western partners them. Or cousins them. Now, let me tackle small issue inside Salon. We all can complain, say the authorities then can pass smack. Also, the civilians also can become lawless. We don't see that in this entire Africa. The authorities then can, can too pass smack. They can take the authority to the excess, level. Then with civilians, they can go out of control, take the law, not their hand. We don't experience this in this entire Africa. Inside Salon, we don't know what's going to take place. We're not going to repeat issues there again. We don't lose people there. We don't lose lives them. We don't lose civilians them. We don't lose policemen them. We don't lose authorities them. That's the best way for put them. Both sides. But more, we don't lose more civilians than authorities them. Now, who side are they try for head? Who side are they try for head? Let's start first with me civilians them. Because now first I need for talk to. Now first I need for talk to. If we put them people here in position as authorities them, we go for exercise patience and allow them for practice the law we ask them for practice. We got for allow them, give them the chance, give them the space, If we need for equip them back, for make sure say them fulfill their task, we need for do that as civilians them. Because now the mandates that's on within the Constitution. What a constitution not be there, what democracy not be there, will not be get anybody accountable for enforce the law. But people then be get community enforcement. Let me just say in those days, we get what we call community enforcement. Still people where they protect their community there. Even right now, we get people in a certain community who call, overnight watchman. So many they sleep in the net in community. Now then they watch, So we don't give them mandates and the same thing now with the authority system. We need for learn, for exercise and patience and allow them for do their job. With the civilians there, we need for stop for take the law to the hand. We need for stop also inside Africa here for many they see we and the law enforcement always defect. We need for stop that concept there. For they see law enforcement them and civilians always there into fracas. We need for stop that concept there. We need for stop that concept there. For less civilian, I don't say, but what's in me they talk, what's in the God's them, what's in Allah make that talk. For less civilian go army officer, it's not correct. For less civilian go arm a officer, it's not correct. It's also not correct for a authority just take a weapon and kill a civilian for no cause. When they try for head son side, when I sit down, when I brace up, when I listen, and let Allah lead we to the truth. We're not care for ignite anything. And when they preach this picture, for let the peace continue. Because I make a come on life so today. Lord, we continue this peace here. Me, one of the sisters, I get a background of being an armed security officer. Now the state. If I don't put on me gear then, the tell you see me now the state, you go think say myself now a police officer. Why don't put on all me gear then? How they can train officers then are the same way they use for train we. So doing me on training, if at the point me weapon by any person, I forget a target. If I not get a target, I not for just shoot so blindly. I hope someone they gets me. If I not get a target where they attack Tasmo, or where they try for assault Tasmo, I not for open fire so no more blindly. Inside Africa, we need for learn that. We need for learn that. For just open fire so blindly, and no matter how that bullets church, it's bad for we. It's bad for we. It's bad for we. It right for the officers then use tear gas for deter civilians then where they create chaos. But in all right, they talk in general. In all right for any officer for just take a weapon, point them by a building and shoot where you not get any target. I want to make you think of the word target. You forget a target, not a blind shooting. You always get a target. Need to just shoot some up a building. You forget a target. A target person where they counter you. Then the law now go support you, officer. The law go support you 100%. Where you see person over yonder, they cause harm. The law they support you 100%. But if we don't see anybody, we just see bullets and tear gas and they fly. We go for take time. Because I make an advice there. We all not Sierra Leoneans them. They say the ground not gets yai, but it a bet. Or the one not gets it, but it a bet. Much man we must be fearful. Today we go down do things in secret.
Tomorrow, they go expose her. Maybe some of una so we can do them things there. Now you come people go come up here, you just know. They say that this person I can commit. So I advise we all as people them. Una know we use with conscience and take time what to what they do. Because we all important. Now we for support the authorities them for there for protect we. I'm not going to go in any specific details. I just to talk in general. For any officer, for any law enforcement, you not forever do what we call blind shooting. Always remember say you forget a target. And what me want to point out for the officers there as well, we go pick up small thing at ground. They say, now they shell this, now them be they shoot. If me smap here, an example, if me smap here, they shoot. The shell they for down here, the bullets they go. So if person they all the way over yonder, they shoot, the shell for down there, the bullets go. How come some officers then get some shells them, one not even go close to the scene? All this would they help for create problems then for ourselves. Officers are not for take sides. Law we learn for being neutral. You get rights for protect lives and property. Anybody will cause any chaos, therefore detain her, go lock them up. Because nobody will allow for cause any problem inside Salon. And the peace will continue in this country. But at the big Salon, we learn for exercise patience. The reason why I make a boy go inside the military, for help for rehabilitate the military. Some of them things they are why they talk so. You know, I be used for sit down with General Alpha, the man now where they lead the military right now. Now in office now in Makina, I used for sit down with General Alpha. We used for discourse. We used for discourse go long. And a man were very peaceful, very educated. I respect General Alpha so much that I love the man I used for call him daddy. I said, Charles, Momina, you brother. You know? So now this would they hope for. We need for continue for sensitize ourselves and know when would they go about and when for use force or not. We don't need we policeman them or we soldier man them for behave like rebels them. We don't need that. We need una for being law enforcement them. Because now that's we prioritize for una. Now that tax that we give una, now the mandates that. But if we begin to feel like say, you know, we authorities them, they take side, or we authorities them non-neutral, or we authorities that not even know how to go about situation, how to dissolve situation, this could be a problem for Salon. And that last point is very important. If they don't know about how to dissolve situation, this could create a major problem in Salon. Because the illiterates enforce them beaucoup. So una way they up, or you in our authority, you forget excess space now you ask for exercise patience. Because the one way full and beaucoup. The one way they can mislead them beaucoup. Now you back now like a father, like a papa now to we. One big una do ya. Like how we don't start for the past few days so. Now so we go continue this day. Would I become victorious? We continue for gladly. We praise what we need for praise. We continue peacefully. No conflicts in Salon. When they talks and right now in general. We can not identify or point nobody or blame nobody. But when they talk in general terms. Civilians them. When allow we learn for be civilians. Lord, we stop for take the law now we on. Lord, we stop for do that. With a faithfully Africa match up to Europe and America. And it's Africa they match up to Europe and America. We're not going to experience them things there again. Now what would they experience what's in our poverty? Now I make with effect. Now I make tell today with effects myself because poverty they at a higher pace. Where people and they will want to eradicate what we call poverty. Because of the sickness this way they create conflict between me and you. So until we're able to eradicate what we call poverty, we not we exercise patience between ourselves. Lord, we learn for love ourselves. Lord, we learn for be ourselves. Lord, we tolerate ourselves. At the end of the day, now one grand salon we get. Not to the end of the world. Not to the end of the world. Anybody wanna real soldier, now pussy we get so yet. Anybody wanna real soldier, now pussy we care about humanity. I make like you wanna believe me this talk about the talk. Soldier now pussy we care for in people them as a whole. And no one see lives and lost so. The only lives that we gonna be lost now the one that we come for create harm towards in people them. Because of Jamande for protect and serve in people them. Now that's one continue for see from Una. Now that's one continue for see from Una. Una make Una behave, like, to soldier. Because anybody will behave like say not to soldier, now a rebel. Soldier man get love na your heart. The African soldier then get love na their heart for them people them. And with Salon soldier, I don't meet up Boku, one are good people them, good mortal man them. Me, I don't doubt me Salon soldier man them. Now good mortal man them. Oh. But for all the goodness, we get some that will just dip at the bad apple. Any side, even inside within family, you get the bad one. So only the good one, and we need for caution, the bad one or the one that we can go out of line. We all get work for do. We all get responsibility for do. For now we all reflect and remember say now one great salon we get. And salon for better. Now that's me focus on. I don't care who that can make salon better. Salon for better. Salon for better, ma. All them talk that work in council the media they talk. Myself now risks and chance I they take. But they take this risks and chance because now a positive risks and chance. I want to see me people and better. I want to see me country go before. Not just in a big fool adepa. If I just sit down and think about me, when I not go see me, when I not go hear me talk nothing, I go become mute. But since una they give me the opportunity for listening to me, and una not say this man is competent enough, I believe say I get work for do. I don't think of Salon Duya. Let we try for match up to the world. I don't want to talk of other countries right now because so many news stand there for discuss. But we're not going to discuss any news until we election totally done. Until Salon continue with Johnny peacefully. We all go continue for match peacefully. So me advising you this morning for now conclude with the civilians them, let we learn for be civilians. Let we learn for be civilians. The authorities them, when I get a mandate for be an authority for protect lives and property. Biasness not forever they in between una. Any of una way bias or they take side, well, you back now they add to the problem. I want to make clear you know that you get a right to belong. But what situation they take place, as an authority, you always for be neutral. I hope you don't understand or you get to the point. You get a right for belong. Anybody will tell you so you don't get any rights for belong. Now lie by yourself. Because you get a right for belong. But what's something that happen? You also get the right for be neutral. Because you get a mandate. A mandate based on the Constitution. When Allah will stop them fracas there. Last but not the least, for Leona know say now, the world really not care about we. When I see what's in the happen with Al Jazeera, CNN, France 24, all the other major news outlets them. Where it come for talk about salon politics or salon election, when I see how they mention where, like say we're not even too important. When I see how they mention we are the international war, people that were not important. Or the one that increase, no left them by the increase. If they're no one better than self, no left them by their idleness. Something happen inside salon today. Nobody know they can rescue we. I want to make clear remember that no. For let help go inside Sudan and walk up to now. For let help go inside Sudan and walk. For let help go inside Chad and walk. All the help they go inside Ukraine. They only focus on Ukraine and Russia. Then Europeans here. They don't focus on Africa. So anything we happen inside Salone, and they left by we. I want to make clear una know that. Una let una go bien no. Let una go bien for nothing, for nobody. For nobody. For nobody. How we do so? How we do so? We'll continue so small, yeah. Say prosperity come. Because the big one they perfect the fact. They perfect the facts what you don't know about. Very soon, inside East Africa, yeah, France have they discussed that. France, the president, because one of East African presidents, a demand say it's about hard time because they get a major river on this East African coast where they want to connect about 18 to 20 countries them for get electricity. About 18 to 20 countries them for be electrify at once. Well, all that electricity they're going to come out from one grand dam. You know? And all that fund there, the European embassy say they go fund them, but up to now they not fund that. Now that's an EPA in force right now. And that money they go come out from them. And that project they go come into reality. So if they don't put lights all over East Africa, they come up to South. West Africa, we don't go left behind. We don't go left behind. Very soon, all over Africa will be electrified. And once all over Africa electrified, now the step down there for alleviates poverty. Man, they go become more creative. Because lights there. Well, people are never match, they never fit for waiting for better Africa. Then within a year, they are big fool. It makes sense. It makes sense. I beg una lo think. Tia the beg una. Na lo think. Huh? 5 years na nothing. Most of you, we don't waste 5 years. 5 years don't go like breeze. So not so 5 years we can't cry for. Now know we bear. We don't win now. 5 years na nothing. Because Bokov we don't waste 5 years. Par lucky. Bokov we don't waste 5 years par lucky. Now boy again, the servant aka Gbepeko, the face of Salone, the face of the green, white and blue, the face of the people there. And they beg una do for Allah's sake. For Allah's sake, do ya. Now continue for march peacefully. Do ya for Allah's sake. Or for God's sake if you're not Christian. Now we march, work out peacefully. We'll get Johnny. With Johnny, we just start some. You know? Independence 1961. Not too far long ago. 61, 70s, 80s, 90s, 20s. Not too far long ago. We're still young. We're still premature. We get way for don't mature by now, you know. But I beg, let not go bien. I beg, let not go bien. Dear, I'm proud of una all inside Salone, all the districts them. All man show me this past few days say in districts peaceful and calm. Now that's one see. And let that continue, inshallah. Let that continue. All the districts have to be peaceful and calm. Because now Salone can force. Now Salone can force. But that's important. Una stay blessed.